All right. Let's see. Fantastic. Okay. What is up? It is time for day 4 of the Storyboard Project. Um, which it feels like it's been longer than that, but I guess it hasn't. I guess last week was the first week, and then this is the start of the second week. So I guess that's about right. Anyway, it is day 4 of the storyboarding project. We are somewhat finished with the beats. RJ and I were thinking about the beats over the weekend and getting familiar with the model that we have planned to use. And we ran into an issue with the model not being set up exactly how we thought. So a portion of the beats will change, but the overall pacing and beats have remained the same. So we might be working on that today a little bit, but not entirely, not like last week where it was just basically entirely just working out beats. So today I'm gonna kind of show the model a little bit, kind of give a view of what the area kind of looks like, and then spend a little bit of time drawing on top of the PNGs just to get familiar with the with like drawing on 3D, I guess. Did it for Creeperweed and for the Big Hero 6 project I've got on my website, and that was fun. But this will be the first, I guess, major like personal project since those that I've done. So, gonna spend today basically in preparation for thumbnails, finding the location. Today is all about location, location, location. Finding the location and the camera angles within the model that we plan to use, so that way when it comes to thumbs, they're gonna match the model that we have, right? Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna grab a couple of these images from the file and then get doodling. Okay, that should be good for now. Okay. Let's see. Start with this one, I guess, just to kind of get familiar with it. So, this is kind of how the storyboarding process will go a little bit um, for the project, but not entirely. So I won't jump super into detail about plans for that. But for now, um, yeah, it'll be something kind of like this. But just want to get used to kind of drawing on the PNGs. Um, you know, if this were gonna be the storyboard, that kind of vibe, right? It's been a little bit, so want to refamiliarize myself. Um, God, dude, looks so good. But yeah, I have no clue what camera angles or anything. I only spent last night and a little bit this morning before stream, kind of checking the models out after getting them. So yeah, hopefully, I'm sure we will, but hopefully we'll find some good ones. Not bad. So that's fine. I'll do another one. Yeah, I don't really know. What's up, human? How you doing? Not much, man. Just getting familiar with these, with the model that we've got planned for the board. So I'm just doing some kind of, some test drawovers, I guess, is what I would call it. Just kind of trying to spend today getting used to the model and, what's it called? Prepping for thumbnails. You know, we've got the model picked out and everything, but I don't want to just start thumbnailing just based. I want to, you know, have a little bit of time to think about it. So today I'm going to be thinking about those things while just kind of grabbing PNGs from the models to, kind of just draw and experiment with. I think you didn't talk on stream. No, I talk on stream. Sometimes I tunnel. I get really quiet when there's not much going on. But no, I definitely chit chat on stream. I probably yap a little bit too much once I get going. What country am I? I'm from the U.S. Oh. From Moscow? Oh, that's cool, dude. That's cool, man. Moscow's a cool place. What's up, Keanu? How's it going? How's the project? It's going alright. The project is going okay, I think. It's hard to know because, we're still prepping and planning things and stuff like that. But it's going well, I think. Yeah, no complaints today. Just kind of familiarizing myself with the model, exporting PNGs, drawing on top of them, just to get used to the method, and some of the like location, like the tavern outside where my fight scene will be and stuff like that. Trying to get familiar with it, drawing on top of it, get back into that like mental process, and then get prepared for thumbnailing, So, but yeah, other than deep thought, it's going well. Hopefully, you're doing fine, doing well. No, 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 no. I did not do the 3D modeling. Yeah, no. If there was something specific that I needed to model, like I don't really know, say a specific emblem that needed to be like present, and I didn't want to draw it. You know, I wanted it to be like something specific, or maybe a specific building or something. Then for sure. But for the sake of this fantasy project, it's pretty generic for the most part. So typical, you know, a medieval style buildings and architecture does just fine. Okay. Will you drop a small Easter egg in the crowd? Something you just know, like a small Starbucks, like a Starbucks cup or something? Maybe I could. Yeah, sure. I don't know if this will work or not. I'm just trying to see if. Oh, I guess it's not cutting. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can cut this. This foreground out, make it easier to blur, but. Okay, so do it like that. I'm sure there's some way. Other than this. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, I mean that's not super terrible. And then grab all of these guys. This guy. Yeah, I mean that's totally passable. I would use that. Like obviously I would try and clean up these like edges a little bit more. Like get this like straighter. But yeah, I mean I don't think anyone would notice. I think that's a perfectly fine if you were using Photoshop it would have been much easier. Yeah, I'm just not familiar with Photoshop. I'm sure it would have been just like mark that out, cut it, move on, but this is fine. It is fine for now. You're absolutely right though. I'm sure it would have been. But anyway, yeah, not bad. Alright, let me grab another PNG real quick. Is software vector based?
Yeah, it's got both, but yeah, mostly vector.
Do storyboard artists need to know 3D? No, I don't think so. I mean, if you want to be, like, well-rounded, you know, you should know a little bit of it, like, at least how to work around it. But no, I don't think so. I don't think you need to, like, know it. Maybe debatable, depending on, like, what part of animation you want to get into, but no, I don't think so. For me, it just makes it easier. I think the 3D backgrounds are nice. I like to focus on the characters, and not so much the backgrounds themselves, and so this allows me to do that. Is it hard for you to talk and draw at the same time? I've noticed you stop drawing when answering the chat. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's something I'm sure I'll get better at whenever I see. Look at that, dude. I'm stuck. I'm trying to do better than I can. But I'm sure I'll get better at it. I give shit my full attention. Hey, bro, dope work as always. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, RJ?
I rise from the shadows.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
So everyone, RJ
I've
has
been here the
joined us.
entire freaking time.
RJ is joining us again. So jump scare to anyone that wasn't expecting another voice. What's up, Erica? Good to see you again. Appreciate you popping in. But yeah, so RJ is joining us again. We spent the morning, so a little bit late getting started, but we spent the morning kind of going over the project and checking on things, the backgrounds, making sure the beats followed through. Like I said earlier, we had a hiccup with the beats lining up with the model. We don't have a room for the sisters to go to, and rather than getting another model to make the room or to even build one ourselves, it's a little bit easier to just probably keep them outside. We've got an area that we plan to kind of like use for something similar, something blah blah blah. Anyway, so RJ's here hanging out with me today for a little bit again, while we just kind of experiment with the model and get some things just kind of going in the right direction. So.
Yep, don't mind me. I'm just doing a little writing.
Oh, you are all good. Have you? Did you peep, by the way, the some of the stuff I've been doodling on?
Oh yeah. I've been like flashing back and forth because I've had it on the full screen.
Nice. Well, it's feeling pretty good. I was a little nervous because this model's a little bit. I don't know if it's more rendered, but it felt more rendered than the Creeperweed one. But yeah, it's coming together all right. At least drawing on top of it feels all right. I was curious what 3D environment you're using. Where did you get it from? It's from Acon 3D. So Acon 3D, and it's I don't even remember, like Arbalest, like medieval city, something like that. Ardor. I don't know. But yeah, it's from Acon 3D. They got a sale going on right now. Could be worth it to grab one, maybe not. But it was worth it for us, so we did.
Yeah. So that beginning part with the innkeeper, by the way, do you mind me making like the edit to like reduce the amount of dialogue there, or do you want to still keep that?
Keep the note for it. I mean, I guess we do have it in the Discord.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But yeah, I mean, feel free to condense it down.
Yeah, because I'm like I finished up with the basically beginning dialogue, all of it, and you can peep whenever. The only thing I'm having an issue with is how to have like a table scene include a way to distract the sister, or like that probably needs to be reworked a little bit.
Yeah.
To how she gets away from the older sister. But that was my only issue. I think everything else was fine.
I think we said something, and we've only talked about it like literally once. That was earlier this morning, but
yeah.
I think it was something like what's it called? So they wait upstairs, and I don't know if we'll go this direction, but just based on our conversation from earlier, the innkeeper says, wait upstairs. The Phoenix is out right now, but he'll be back to meet with you shortly. And they go, okay. So they go upstairs to wait, and then while they're waiting, the magisters make their entrance, say all their nonsense. The drunk guy, throws his arm around them.
Yeah, I included all that. Yeah, basically everything. It was like everything but
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. So the drunkard, throws his arm around her. The knight pushes him off. They make a scene. The sister, kind of like tries to get up for that, like to like say something or do something, and the older sister's like, no, like not now, don't. It's not not the time. Don't do it. She goes, ugh, like she sits down. Like moral obligation is like screaming inside of her, like I should do something to stop this, but Older sister says no, so she sits down. The innkeeper comes over to try and help the drunkard. It's his inn. He wants to keep the people safe, keep everything calm. So he goes over to the priestess and the guards, and it's like hey, sorry guys, like if we know something, like we'll be glad to tell you. In the meantime, can I get you a drink? Can I get you anything? Blah blah blah, wine, like you name it, it's on the house. Please have a seat. Or something like that, right? And then the knights or the magister would then go to make an example of him and be like, look, we're not messing around, guys. Like we know of a mage passing through here. We know of the underground networks that run through Misty Hollow. Like if you know something, like tell us, or someone's gonna get hurt. And then that's when the younger sister would, I think, just right in front of the older sister, just get up and do something, right? Like I don't think she needs to sneak away anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She can, like, if we think of a way, but I don't know. Maybe I don't think she maybe needs to sneak away like that, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone for now. I'll just you can edit it, the path that I did.
Yeah, we can.
Cause I did a big old chunk.
Nice.
So yeah, on to. I might just do the rough dialogue of the middle and end for my sections. Because I don't think you're gonna have that much dialogue in your area.
Not really. I mean, there is a little bit in the intro, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can work that out.
Yeah.
As it comes.
I'll just try to do a little quick rough on the pass now. I'm just gonna try to get all the rough writing done.
Okay.
Yep. Back and being muted. Yow.
Okay. Is this a solo project or for a client? This is a collaboration with the voice that you heard. His name is RJ.
Hello.
And we were working on it together, writing it, boarding it, and collaborating, splitting it somewhat down the middle. We'll both have a fight scene that we work out, in addition to a few scenes that kind of speak to our creative side. So I'm going to take part of the intro. RJ's going to do the climactic ending in addition to his fight, my fight, and then a couple of split scenes in the middle to make sure that the work is balanced. Yeah, not bad. I'm honestly a little stoked with how the model is looking with everything. Let's see if we can cut in a little bit closer. Keep it 50 millimeters. And then do like something like this. Hopefully this lines up. Cool. Can't wait for the final work. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me.
All right, I'm gonna bounce out, Cal.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Take it easy. Good luck with the shrimp.
Thank you, man. See you, dude. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, this is coming out pretty good. I'm enjoying this. I just need to get some good thumbs after I familiarize myself with the stage and stuff. Okay, time for another. One more. I mean, not one more, but another one. Another one. All right, let's see. Let's try. Something like this, I think is cool, maybe, huh? something like that. I don't know. Again, this is just all about experimenting before I start thumbnailing. At least that's how I'm treating this, right? Like, I've got the model. We're familiarizing ourselves with our setting, choosing our location, and once we have that mental image of the location that we are going to be shooting in, we can start, spending our evenings, our nights, our days, thumbnailing, thinking about the scene and like what shots would be best. But today, since we only cracked open the model over the weekend, and this morning we took a look at it together, RJ, excuse me, RJ and I are just wanting to again familiarize ourselves with the model. So that is the purpose of some of these doodles, is just to get used to drawing with the 3D, get used to what it looks like, so that we can choose what's best for the story. Something like that, though, I think is what I'm leaning towards. Why did they look? It looks gray. Because I have gray selected. Of course. Foolish me. There we go. Let's see. Do you think it's better to have a script before boarding, or can that be too limiting? Um, I think it's like it just depends on like kind of how you want to tackle it, right? Like if you want to let your board, especially on a personal project, right? Because like with you know a production, and this is just my best guess. I haven't worked for any studio, just freelance stuff. So with a production, like if I had to guess, there's so many people that you're answering to, um, that you know it it's you're always going to be doing like what someone else thinks is best whenever you're not like working within your own boards or whatever. Um, so if you have the script, then you always kind of know like what answers, like more or less you need. If a character needs to say something or do something in a certain way. But if it's like a board-driven show, then you're kind of deciding that for yourself for the most part. Personally, for this though, I think having the script written out is going to be a little bit more beneficial for us. But we've kind of worked through every step of this project, like on the stream. So, if anyone was curious, once this is all done, hopefully, if it goes well, it'll be like a resource to be able to like, however good or bad, that remains to be seen. But hopefully, this will be a resource in which someone can look back, at the Storyboard Project like playlist and kind of go through and see like, oh, this was phase one, like the planning. I can see like all of the details on how that was, and this was like the thumbnail phase, and this was the rough boarding phase. But for this project, we worked out the beats first. So just like, you know, just the main beats. They enter, they talk, they go upstairs, blah blah blah, just to get an idea of the pacing. And now that we have the beats written out, we need to do some slight adjustments. But now that we have the beats written out, we can start filling in those moment-to-moment beats with dialogue. Once the dialogue is done and the script is done, we'll be boarding in the meantime. But having that script be written out lets me know if I need to cut on an important piece of dialogue, or if it's better to let the dialogue happen maybe off screen and just show the character's reaction. Maybe I'm boarding ahead of the thumbnail or ahead of the script and stuff, and I get some camera cuts that I think look really good, and so I base the script around those cuts. But if not, I guess the long-winded way to answer that or respond to that question is probably having the script written out first, or at least in tandem. That way, if you need to cut between character dialogue in a compelling and important way, you can.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully that was helpful. At the very least. Ooh, takes a second. Rough out all these little people. I wonder. No, that just. I hate the fill. Maybe with the pencil tool, but I'm not sketching with the pencil tool right now, so. course, every single one of these would be the same gray as the background itself.
See you, Keanu. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for chatting, my dude. I wonder if this will work. I feel like it will. I feel like it's gonna work perfectly. We will see though. There we go. Nice. Something like that, you know? Maybe not exact, but
These are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool, I think. Let's see, we have one.
this one, this one, which this one got kind of scooted over, it looks like. This one, this one, this something here. I didn't make new scenes, so dude, my stomach is grumbling. So yeah, something like that. Except I think maybe this one can go even bigger. Maybe even bigger. And then the next, oh, the next one can be like that. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty cool. When you plan the camera moves, do you stick to live action rules, or do you prefer being able to use crazy angles and stuff? I think it depends entirely on like personally, right? I think it depends entirely on like what the tone of the show is, what the tone of your project is. Is your project, assuming it's animated, right? Like, is your tone like realistic? Like the tone of the show is it like a realistic kind of setting? With like realistic. What's up, Jarrett? Nice of you to pop in. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Uh, Thank you, by the way. But Erica, so like, I think it depends on the tone, right? Like, is it a wacky tone? Is it a serious tone? Is it serious with wacky like relief? Comedic relief. Um, and like, would it feel out of place to do like a crazy Dutch angle, maybe like a dolly zoom kind of like thing, like it just depends on like what the tone I think of the show is. Like, just to put it as simply as I can, I think it depends on the tone of the project. Personally, I don't mind. Like for my creeper weed thing, that one was like kind of a wacky thing, right? Um, so in some of the like earlier sections, uh, I only have on YouTube. I guess I do have the thumbs, but on YouTube I have the Act 3 portion. So you do get some of the wacky stuff, but the tone is like horror at that point. You know, like it's like scary. So like those Dutch angles and camera, like handheld camera effect makes it seem, you know, spooky, like it matches the tone, right? But if I was gonna like throw that into something a little bit more cartoony, it wouldn't work, you know. Same thing with like realism or realistic like camera moves, you know, might not work as well in like a cartoony show unless the joke, like unless there was like a joke, you know, it's like a meta joke or something. Like to use those camera angles makes the jokes sell better, you know, so something like that, right? But yeah, I think it's totally fine in animation to use, but it just depends on the tone. So that's what I stick to. But anyway, so yeah, these are coming out pretty fun. It's cool to see the like first thing. How do I say? It's cool to see like the first drawings of the day, like these, and kind of like warm into, you know, being looser and looser, especially when it comes to just filling in the seats with these like, you know, formless mannequins. You can see like it, at least I can feel it. I don't know, feel it getting like a little bit more loose, so that's cool. But anyway, slowly coming together, and of course this is just ideating, so it's not like it's anything crazy. One thing I've been trying to get more comfortable with is taking time to draw things that may not work. So not being afraid of trying all different comps, camera angles, and see what sits best. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I didn't used to do that before. I would like do that process like in the middle of like the boarding process, and so like I would get hung up, and I still do agree with this, but I would get hung up on like a shot that I'd be like, I don't want to continue until I know that this shot is gonna work. So instead of drawing it like loosely, I would draw it like a little bit more refined, just to know that like, you know, it's gonna be something that I can, as an artist, like get the point across, you know, make it clear. But now I think I would be a little bit more comfortable to do it loosely. You know, get, like you said, get comfortable with like trying new comps, you know, trying new comps, new camera angles and stuff. I think this one can go just a hair bigger, and then that's it. Something like that to like nearly block out. Did you take screenshots of the 3D model background for the shots? I've seen some people import 3D assets in Storyboard Pro, and that seemed intimidating. So yeah, so I've got SketchUp opened next to me, and I'm just kind of like moving the viewport around, like finding, you know, interesting angles and such, and then exporting the PNG. But importing the file, importing the file into Storyboard Pro is something I've done before and have boarded like that. But as I don't know, gotten more comfortable with like my method of like what feels right, I don't think the only reason I see to import the model into Storyboard Pro is like, I guess if you don't have access to any type of like SketchUp or Blender, but Blender's free and SketchUp has free trials that you can kind of abuse. So, but yeah, it would be anyway. The only reason I think to import the model into Storyboard Pro is if you're doing like a 3D camera move. If you're not doing a 3D camera move, then you're just kind of like slowing yourself down, I think. You know, like I don't know, with this shot for example, if I really wanted to sell the like depth of like this camera push and like getting to see let me grab a red. like getting to see, this wall kind of like uh push out of the way so that you can see more of the balcony, and like really give it that 3D kind of like push. But I don't know if that camera angle, or if that kind of if that kind of shot is like worth importing and doing all that. Like for me, it would need to be like some kind of like sweeping camera move, or something that is going to be worth utilizing the 3D model for. But yeah, anything else, I think a 2D image is fine. But if you're trying to like round a corner, like you're doing like a chase cam, and you have the character like running through a hallway, and they're gonna go around the corner, or like if I wanted to follow the character, you can't see it. There we go. If I wanted to follow the character like up the stairs and then around this because they're being chased or something, or maybe a spell gets flung, or something gets flung from down here up here, or even from up here down here, and I wanted to do like some kind of crazy cool like through the balcony shot or something, like then having the 3D model like makes that way easier, right? Like doing like a 3D camera push. But other than that, I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. Let's see. Erica says, "Oh, cool. That's actually really helpful. Normally, people will just be like, make it cinematic or dynamic." I hate that. That's exactly. That's exactly. I mean, that's not exactly right, but like, how do I say? That's why I wanted to like stream, because like I'm not professional, or maybe I am, but I don't know. I'm not professional, I don't think, just yet. And so like as I'm like learning this stuff, I think it's fun to share those things, because exactly like you said, Erica, like a lot of professionals, I don't know if it's that they've answered the question so many times, or maybe they forget what it's like to just be like learning, like be a student or be intermediate and like learning these things, and they oversimplify their answers, and they go, yeah, you just make it cinematic or dynamic, whatever you think is best to fit the project, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, that doesn't help me. Like, you could expand upon it like a little bit more, would be nice. So I wanted to stream to try and create like a midpoint of like someone that's learning, but also is going to like, I don't know, how do I say, like how do I say, like try and get like professional quality things, but like talk through it, right? Like it's not just like, oh, be dynamic. It's like, this is how I was dynamic, or this is how I chose to do those things. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. But I agree, Erica. That's exactly how it seems to be from a lot of people. So like a dolly shot would be a good example of like, you can make a dolly shot work like in 2D. Obviously, there's like tons of techniques to like make it doable. But if you have a 3D model, and you have the ability of changing your like focal length on the camera lens, then like 100%, that's exactly like a way that I would utilize the 3D model. But Jarrett, I would say I wouldn't import the model into Storyboard Pro to get that shot. Like that shot specifically can be done in like SketchUp. For example, when I would go to export the PNGs, and I won't over explain it. Maybe if someone is interested, when I'm actually in the boarding, actually that's probably it. When I'm in the boarding process, if I end up doing something like that, maybe not literally the dolly zoom, but some kind of export of things, I'll show it in SketchUp. But for now, just a explanation I think is fine. But like for dolly zoom, since the camera isn't twisting or turning or tilting, I mean, it can if you want it to, but for the most part, it's going to be static, and it's just changing focal length and like slowly pushing in, pulling out, I guess. But that's something that you can like change the focal length, change the position of the camera, and then export a PNG. And SketchUp even has the option of like setting scenes. So like I could set a scene with the focal length of like, let's say 50 millimeters, and it's like pulled out or whatever, and then you could push in and change it to like 35 millimeters or even 10 millimeters, and it'll adjust between those scenes, and I can animate those scenes and export the PNGs at a frame rate that I would like to use, And so then there's no 3D being used. I'm just given a folder filled with PNGs that have walked their way through those camera steps. If hopefully that makes sense. So not necessarily for like a dolly shot, I think would be simple enough to use the like program, but like a sweeping camera angle. Like if you were gonna like, here, let me see if I can, like I would utilize 3D within this if I were gonna do like if the camera was gonna start here and then like go into the model or whatever, and then maybe like turn, if that is registering, like it's gonna turn and then maybe like go up or something, like it's gonna like end up being like something like this, right? So like if it's gonna go in and then turn up, right, and then it ends up being on this character like up on the balcony, right? So like it's entered from here, it's gone through, it's rotated, and it's turned up. So like something like that, some type of like sweeping camera like that. That's what I would use. Like I would import the model and do like in Storyboard Pro, but other than that, most things can kind of be finagled with just flat like 2D. Let's see. At a minimum, I consider you an early professional. If professional feels too uncomfortable to you, okay, I could agree with that. Maybe you're good, and I bet you can hold your own on any production. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Got to mess with SketchUp. It does make sense for sure. Cool, good, excellent. Yeah, SketchUp is great. Again, they used to have 30-day free trial, but now I think it's down to like a 7-day free trial, and I do not recommend the web browser. It's absolutely awful. I couldn't even open. I mean, to be like, it makes sense. The city was way too big for the web browser version, so like, I the free trial is like perfect, right? I've been looking for a cracked version, but I can't find it. I won't go into that, but like, $350 a year, and they don't allow you to buy perpetual licenses is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not spending $350 a year on SketchUp Pro on SketchUp Pro every single year. No, thank you. That's ridiculous. If I could buy it once and just have that version forever, then I would probably do that. But 7-day free trial forever is perfectly fine with me. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad that's a good example. Yeah, I definitely recommend SketchUp. Blender is another great tool. It's free. There's tons of plugins, and there's tons of things popping up, like tons of plugins as well, popping up to help with a boarding, like literally meant for boarding in Blender, that add all different kinds of tools. I have not started learning that yet, but a friend of mine, let me write his thing down. A friend of mine, Sakuga Seth, teaches on YouTube and Twitch, so you can check out his channel. He's got a Discord. He's super duper helpful. He loves teaching, and if anyone is interested in like learning more about maybe like the Blender side of thumbnailing, or not thumbnailing, of storyboarding, Seth would be a great resource for you. For the time being, I prefer to use SketchUp just because it's a little bit simpler. If I had access to Blender with all the things that Blender could do, I probably would overdo it for myself. And so for now, personally, I've just been getting comfortable with SketchUp, importing, exporting, 3D PNGs or I guess 2D PNGs and assets and stuff like that, just to get comfortable with the 3D process of boarding on top of things. But eventually I will be learning to do Blender. I've messed with Blender back when I learned some gaming dev work, and it was crazy hard because the UI and different options were crazy. Good software, but so robust. Exactly, dude. There's so many things. And so some of those plugins, I don't know what they're called. It's like action boarding. I don't know. If you look up storyboarding plugins for Blender, it'll come up really easy, especially on LinkedIn if you searched on LinkedIn for it as well. But those things like give you the tools that you need. Like it might as well give you like Storyboard Pro in Blender. Like, but again, I haven't messed with it, so I can't comment on it too much. But my friend Seth is making insane strides with it, and his team that he works with for his project Oni Girl. And so again, if you want to learn more about that, or even just check it out, I've got his profile linked on my YouTube down at the bottom, so you can click. Just if you have trouble finding it, you can find it there and click onto it. But he's on all the socials, and yeah, he's a great teacher, so definitely recommend that. Yeah, these are cool. These are cool. These are cool. Hopefully, RJ and I get the new beats worked out over tonight and tomorrow, and then coming back Wednesday, I can actually be on like a thumbnail, like a true thumbnail kick for the stream. But today, I know I've said this a few times for anyone that's been here, throughout the entirety of the stream. But for those that are just popping in, last week I had said that this week will be the start of thumbnailing. But having I forgot about it. It's totally my bad, but I forgot that my anniversary was Sunday, so I was busy this weekend and didn't get to do as much as I thought. And so we only cracked open the model like last night, and then we got together and we worked on it this morning. And there were a couple of things that we ran into. For example, these rooms don't actually go anywhere. We thought that the model showed some bedrooms, but it didn't. And so rather than us either building a bedroom or finding a bedroom that worked, we need to rewrite the beats and the outline just a little bit so that the sisters don't have to worry about getting into a room. They can just kind of come in, sit down, go upstairs, whatever it is we decide. But we'll mess with that tonight and tomorrow, and then when I come back Wednesday, hopefully if everything was ironed out properly, I should be able to start thumbnailing. But since I wasn't able to do that, we're gonna spend today, or I'm spending today, getting familiar with the model. It's kind of like how I was doing the week before with these shots here, just kind of experimenting, because here when I was doing these the other week, I didn't know what the models look like, right? So I'm just doing my best guess to find some good compositions. Now that I've got access to the model and I'm able to grab PNGs for it or from it, I'm able to do the same thing as last week, but this time it's a little bit more, I don't know how to, if I maybe say permanent, just because this is exactly what the model looks like. So if I find a composition that works, if I find a camera angle or something that I enjoy, I can use it and not feel like it was a waste of time or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, rambled for a second there. I am going to refill my water because my mouth is dry from all that talking. And then when I get back, I'll grab another PNG and just kind of keep doodling away. So yeah, be right back, guys. Thank you. All right. Man, I had a banana for breakfast, and it's been a few hours, and I've got a Sprite here, but I'm so nervous to drink it because I don't want. When you drink, when you eat a banana and drink Sprite, you know, you like, it's got that reaction that makes you like throw up or something, right? So like, I want this Sprite, dang it, but I am not trying to sit here on stream and throw up. Can you imagine? Like, jeez Louise. Oops. Do it, I dare you. I'm totally fine, dude. I promise I'm good on that. Maybe I am wanting to have lunch, but the lunch that I have, it's Italian beef sandwiches, and so like I'm trying to like enjoy that, you know what I mean? Cuz like dude, that's the best sandwich. And so I'm not trying to like pause stream so I can go eat. And so I want to get a little bit more done. But when I eat something, then for sure, like if I eat something else in my have something else in my stomach, then for sure that hell no, dude. I'm not doing that. No way. Maybe if you say my name 3 times, I'll do anything. All right, let's see. Try and get an angle of them up here. Something like this. What's that? I don't know. We'll try this. It's all about experimentation. I'll try this angle and see how that works. All right. Dude, I mean, try it. Get someone else to do it. I don't know if I'd try it yourself. But if you can get someone else to do it, then you know, you don't have to worry about the consequences of your actions. Gotta head out. I'll try to catch you again. See, Jarrett, appreciate you stopping in, dude.
exact same gray. Holy crap. Yeah, it's coming along. It's looking good. I'm glad to see kind of a sneak peek of like what the project could look like, if that makes sense. So that's cool. That's cool. Oh my gosh, dude. I am not trying to end stream early, but my stomach is telling me that I'm hungry so bad. I wouldn't mind, I guess, maybe like, I don't know. I'm talking to myself about day plans out loud, so forgive me, but I wouldn't mind maybe like eating and then coming back or something. I don't know, but it's distracting.
Let's get some color on this. It's coming together. It's looking pretty. It's looking pretty good. I know I keep yapping that. I keep saying that over and over, but I am surprised. The model looks really solid. I'm glad that I'm able to find some good-looking shots. Okay, I think I'll do one more, and then, God, I hate it. I probably will come back. Probably not, though. Every time I say that, I lie. But, dude, I am starving. I should have had... Normally, I have breakfast before I stream, but the banana was just not cutting it. So let me do one more kind of, like, mock shot, and then we will call it or reconvene. One of those. File, export, graphic, export. Import images layer. Which one is it? Here. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. All right.
something like that. Pretty good, pretty good.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna call it there, guys. I'm starving. I am just ridiculously just so hungry. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. RJ and I are gonna work on the stuff, and hopefully by Wednesday we will be actually thumbnailing. Gonna get some more of these idea dumps down now that I'm using the model to kind of establish, the actual setting. I'm not having to like go based off of like just random idea like I was here. I've actually got a model to mess with, so I can go and like, for example, this balcony shot or this overhead shot. I know more or less like this one, like what that could look like, right? So we got some of the compositions down, this day. Now it's about trying to find some of those shots utilizing the actual model itself. So yeah, pretty good, pretty solid. Enjoying this, but I'm gonna go eat, or I'm gonna pass out. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna call it there. Go eat a delicious Italian beef sandwich, and enjoy the rest of the day. Get some more work done on the script. So yeah, if I don't end up streaming again, which, goodness gracious, I probably won't. I hope I do, because working is good. But I'll probably just continue to work on beats and script after I eat. But anyways, we'll see. Other than that, I will be back Wednesday for sure. So yeah, appreciate everyone stopping in, drawing, hanging out alongside. And yeah, I will catch y'all later.